Hi there, and welcome back to your Access channel. This is me, Mrs. Rania, your instructor and your supporter in this video. In today's video, we are going to start a new episode which called Tips and Tricks in Grammar. I can call it double T episodes. Those episodes will help you to get more understanding for English grammar. In today's video, I'd like to start with a soft lesson. It's very tricky and very simple one. Our lesson for today is about prepositions of time. So let's get started. Our preposition for today: at, on, and in. We are going to discover how to differentiate in usage between each one of them. So let's start with the first one, which is at. When exactly do we use at? I will try to give you some tips to make it easier to you to distinguish and to differentiate in usage between the three prepositions. So we can use at before special time or specific time, like specific clock. We can say at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and so on. Or I can say at night. Also, I can use it before special holidays. I mean here holidays like Easter, like Christmas, and of course I'm gonna to explain it more in detail in the next slide with or through some examples. We can also say the expression at the weekend. At the weekend. But don't worry if you find this expression using on, so you can hear it on the weekend. If you just hear this expression, it's okay about that, because actually the American English use this expression on the weekend instead of at the weekend. But to avoid confusion, we can stuck with at the weekend. So let's practice some examples about that usage. The first one here: the show starts at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, I think that, or for sure, it's specific time, so I use at before a specific time. I usually visit my family at Christmas. And here at Christmas here, I mean the holiday. Okay, so pay attention about that example, because in the other or in another usage I will use on Christmas, but for or in that way I will mean another date or another occasion. So here, I usually visit my family at Christmas. Christmas here means the occasion of Christmas, or the holiday of Christmas. Okay. You shouldn't leave your TV on at night. You shouldn't leave your TV on at night. This is an expression we use at night. And at last, what are you going to do at the weekend? What are you going to do at the weekend? And as I mentioned before, it's okay to use on the weekend, or it's okay if you just see this expression using on the weekend. It's American English. But as I said before, to avoid confusion, let us start with at the weekend. Okay? So far so good. Let's move on to another preposition, which is on. When exactly do we use on? We can use it before particular time. Particular time, like a particular date or special days. And we are going, of course, to explain it more in the next examples. Or I can use it before part of the day. Let's see the examples here. Ahmed's birthday is on 13th of April. It's a particular date, 13th of April. So I use on before it. Or I can say, I'll see you on Tuesday. I'll see you on Tuesday. It's a particular day, Tuesday, or any other day, Friday, Wednesday, whatever. The third example here, my family comes over to me on Christmas Day. Do you remember when I told you to pay attention of the example at when I said at Christmas? At Christmas, I mentioned here the holiday, but here I mean the particular day or a particular date, which is the 25th of December. So here, Christmas Day, I mean the day itself, the date of Christmas. So I use on, but when I mean the holiday, I use at. Pay attention about that, it's so tricky. And at last, I have an English lesson on Thursday morning. It's part of the day, so I use on. I have an English lesson on Tuesday morning, evening, wherever. Okay? You can just pause the video and try to practice more of your own. Try to bring examples of your own and to practice more until you master it. Come on, let's move on to the last one, which is N. When do we use N? Let's discover it. We can use N before long periods of time, such as years, weeks, decades, centuries, long periods of time. Or when I'm talking about length of time, there's a duration of time, length of time, I can use N before it. And don't worry, I will give you examples about that. And also I can use N when I'm talking about future periods of time. Let's discover how. In the first example here, my birthday in April. It's a long period of time. It's not a particular date. So I can use N. My birthday is in April, in August, wherever. The second example, I hate catching cold in winter. I hate catching cold in winter. In winter here is a season. It's a long period of time. So I use N before it. The third example, I'll call you in a week. I'll call you in a week. Okay, this is about length of time and also about future. The game will end in 10 minutes. The game will end in 10 minutes. Another example about the length of time. And also about explaining the future or talking about future period of time. The last one here, he can run the marathon in under 2 hours. He can run the marathon in under 2 hours. I focus here on the length of time. Okay, I hope that will be clear for you. You can just pause it and bring your own examples. So that's all for the 3 prepositions. Just to sum up all of that usage together, I just bring to you this pie chart. You can pause it and you can just focus on the usage of each one and bring more examples for your own to master it and be easy for you. Okay, and I think that the best way to practice those prepositions together is to talk about your birthday. Let's give you an example. I can say, I was born in 2008. Now I use N before the year. So I was born in 2008, 2011, whatever, according to your year. Or I can say, I was born on the 5th of July. I was born on the 5th of July. I use here on because I mention here particular date. Or I can say, if I just wanted to be more specific on time, in time, I can say I was born at 5. I was born at 5 o'clock. I was born at 11, at 12, at midnight. Okay? So if I want to use the whole sentence together, I can join them, or I can just say I was born at 5 on the 5th of July in 2008. You can just bring more examples of your own in that way to practice more about the usage of those prepositions together. I hope that this video will be beneficial to you and help you to understand and master the usage of prepositions of time. Thank you, and see you on another episode and another tips and tricks in grammar. See you and bye.